Welcome to Global Hub Updates. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. The world was stunned by a headline that changed everything. Mindanao's secret revealed. Philippines sits on world's largest rare earth deposit. Overnight, a region once overlooked by the global community was thrust into the spotlight, its name echoing across newsrooms and boardrooms from New York to Tokyo. The financial markets jolted, and global analysts scrambled to assess the impact. Investors rushed to adjust their portfolios, while governments convened emergency meetings to discuss the potential consequences for trade, security, and technology. Mindanao, long associated with conflict and poverty, was suddenly the epicenter of global resource politics. The world's gaze shifted to its lush mountains and hidden valleys, now revealed as the key to the future of technology. This was more than a geological find, it was a seismic shift in technological and economic power. The discovery promised to reshape industries, influence international relations, and redefine the Philippines' place in the world. The Philippine Mines and Geosciences Bureau, backed by international teams, confirmed the deposit's staggering scale: vast reserves of neodymium, dysprosium, terbium, and yttrium, elements essential for everything from electric vehicles to advanced weaponry. These elements are the backbone of modern technology, and the find dwarfed all known reserves, shaking a market long dominated by China. Suddenly, the balance of power in the tech world was up for grabs. For decades, China supplied over 90% of the world's rare earths, controlling prices and supply chains. The world had grown accustomed to this monopoly, but now, everything was about to change. Now, the Philippines held a game-changing hand. The nation's leaders faced unprecedented opportunities and daunting challenges as they navigated this new reality. From Washington to Beijing, the implications were clear. The global supply chain for everything from smartphones to fighter jets was about to shift. Strategic alliances were questioned, and new partnerships began to form in the shadow of this discovery. For Filipinos, the news brought pride and hope. Finally, a chance to step onto the world stage for something transformative. Dreams of prosperity and progress filled the air as the nation imagined a brighter future. Yet, hope was mixed with caution. The country's history with resource extraction is fraught with pain and missed opportunities. Environmental concerns and memories of exploitation lingered, reminding everyone that wealth can come at a cost. Could this discovery break the world's dependency on a single source, or would it spark a new era of great power competition? The stakes were higher than ever, and the world's eyes remained fixed on the Philippines. The nation stood at a crossroads wondering, would this treasure lift the Philippines or deepen old wounds? The choices made now would echo for generations. The world watched, waiting for the next move. In this moment of uncertainty and possibility, the Philippines held not just rare earths, but the power to shape the future. Rare earth elements, or REEs, aren't truly rare in the Earth's crust. They're actually more common than gold or platinum, but finding them in miniable concentrations is a real challenge. These elements are often scattered, making extraction complex and expensive. This group of 17 metals, including lanthanum, neodymium, and others like cerium and dysprosium, is essential to modern technology and innovation. They power the vibrant screens of smartphones, the powerful magnets in speakers and headphones, and the miniaturized components in laptops, tablets, and electric vehicles. Without rare earths, the digital revolution and the global push for green energy would stall. These elements are the backbone of our connected, sustainable future. Wind turbines, electric cars, and advanced batteries all rely on these elements for efficiency, power, and durability. They're also crucial for energy storage and transmission. Their unique magnetic, luminescent, and conductive properties make them indispensable for everything from consumer electronics to national defense systems. Precision-guided missiles, stealth fighter jets, and advanced military communication systems all depend on a steady, reliable supply of rare earths to function at their best. That's why control over rare earths is a matter of economic, environmental, and strategic security for nations around the world. For years, the world's supply chain was concentrated in China, raising alarms in the US, Europe, and Japan about overdependence and potential vulnerabilities. The Philippine discovery wasn't just a market event, it was a global security alert, signaling a possible shift in the world's technological landscape. Suddenly, the balance of technological power was up for grabs, and countries everywhere began to rethink their strategies for securing these vital resources. The Mindanao deposits numbers were staggering, millions of metric tons of high-grade rare earth oxides. This single find could supply global demand for decades, with a value estimated in the trillions. For the Philippines, this was a transformative moment, a chance to double its GDP and leapfrog into high-tech industry. The government envisioned not just mining, but building domestic processing plants and manufacturing high-tech components. This strategy aimed to create skilled jobs and capture more value, breaking the cycle of exporting raw materials. For Mindanao, long plagued by underdevelopment, the discovery promised jobs, infrastructure, and hope. The influx of wealth could fund schools, hospitals, and reliable electricity for millions. The challenge turning geological fortune into real, lasting prosperity. The opportunity was immense, but so were the risks. The world watched to see if the Philippines could seize its moment. The announcement sparked national euphoria. Media, markets, and social feeds buzzed with excitement. The president called it a gift from God, a turning point for the nation. Stock markets soared, and investors flooded government offices with offers. Major corporations and tech giants lined up to partner with the Philippines. The government promised a transparent, world-class regulatory framework to ensure the nation benefited. For ordinary Filipinos, the discovery meant dreams of high-paying jobs and a future at home, not abroad. University students saw new opportunities, and small businesses imagined booming demand. Yet, memories of past mining disasters and environmental harm tempered the optimism. Civil society and environmental groups urged caution, warning against repeating old mistakes. The national conversation became a blend of hope and hard-earned skepticism. The world's powers reacted instantly to the Mindanao discovery. China, long the rare earth's king, downplayed the find but quickly sought influence in Manila. The US saw a chance to break its dependency on China and rushed to offer aid, investment, and security partnerships. Japan, South Korea, and the EU also courted the Philippines, offering technology and investment for access. Suddenly, the Philippines was a global pivot, navigating offers from every major player. The government faced a delicate balancing act: leverage new influence without becoming a pawn in great power rivalry. The choices made in Manila would shape not just the rare earth market, but the Indo-Pacific's future. The stakes had never been higher. Beneath the global excitement, Mindanao's reality is complex. The deposit lies in a region scarred by conflict and home to indigenous Lumad communities. For these communities, the land is sacred, not just a resource. Philippine law requires their consent, but fears of displacement and environmental harm run deep. Past mining projects have left scars, broken promises, polluted rivers, and lost heritage. Armed groups could exploit the situation, threatening both security and stability. The government must balance development, justice, and peace, ensuring indigenous voices are heard. The path forward demands partnership, not exploitation. Mindanao's future depends on getting this right. The Philippines knows the cost of reckless mining. Disasters like Marcopper haunt the national memory. Rare earth mining is especially hazardous, producing toxic and radioactive waste. The risk contamination of water, soil, and entire ecosystems if corners are cut. Environmental groups demand the strictest standards, independent monitoring, and disaster funds from mining companies. The government faces pressure to attract investment without sacrificing safety. The lesson is clear. Wealth must not come at the cost of poisoning the land. The world is watching to see if the Philippines can set a new standard for responsible mining. The stakes are nothing less than the nation's future. The Mindanao discovery could create thousands of jobs and transform the economy. The government aims to build domestic industries, moving beyond raw exports to high-tech manufacturing. This could spur new industries, train a generation of Filipino scientists and engineers, and boost the nation's global standing. Tax revenues could fund infrastructure, education, and social services, if managed wisely. But the resource curse looms. Sudden wealth can breed corruption, inequality, and economic instability. Over-reliance on a single commodity could undermine other sectors and make the economy vulnerable. The dream is shared prosperity. The risk is repeating the mistakes of other resource-rich nations. The challenge turns mineral wealth into lasting, inclusive growth. The outcome depends on choices made now. The Philippines stands at a crossroads, its future shaped by the choices it makes today. With its vibrant culture, resilient people, and rich natural resources, the nation faces a moment that could define its destiny for generations to come. The Mindanao discovery is a once-in-a-century opportunity, but also a test of national character. This newfound wealth could transform the country's fortunes, but it also brings immense responsibility and risk. Managed wisely, it could fund a new era of prosperity, heal old wounds, and make the Philippines a model for the world. Investments in education, healthcare, and infrastructure could uplift millions, while unity and vision could inspire hope across the archipelago. But the dangers are real. Corruption, conflict, and environmental ruin could turn fortune into tragedy. Without vigilance, the promise of progress could be lost to greed or mismanagement, leaving scars that last for decades. The government must balance development with justice, transparency, and environmental stewardship. Every decision matters, from protecting forests and rivers to ensuring that all Filipinos share in the nation's success. The world is watching as the Philippines navigates global power plays and domestic challenges. International partners, investors, and neighbors are keenly observing how the nation will handle its newfound influence. Can the nation learn from the past and forge a new path, one that is just, sustainable, and inclusive? The lessons of history urge caution, but also offer hope that change is possible when people unite for a common cause. The treasure is found, but the real test begins now. How the Philippines chooses to use its resources will echo far beyond its shores, shaping its legacy in the eyes of the world. The pen is in the Philippines' hands. Every policy, every action, and every voice will help write the story of this pivotal era. The next chapter is unwritten, and the world is waiting to see what story it will tell. The future belongs to those who dare to dream, act, and lead with courage.